Today, the square in Vers is a gathering place for pétanque players, drawn by the shaded offers and the coolness of the wash house when it's filled with water. The village's judicial archives provide valuable insights into life in the 18th century, and one might expect that the inhabitants of Vers were already playing boule back then. Yet only one mention of the game appears in the documentation, which consists of just 2 bundles of court registers and procedural records. This pétanque game is referenced in connection with an incident where a child fell into an alcoholic coma in front of his grandfather, right at the spot where boules were usually played. Unfortunately, nothing in the text allows us to locate the exact playing ground. However, it seems to have been near the tavern where the child had drunk heavily. Research conducted in many other villages shows that boules was almost always played near a tavern, but as these establishments were numerous and frequently changed location, one can deduce that games took place just about everywhere, along paths, in the middle of streets. This was the case in Goudargas, for example, where people played along the road leading from the village to a nearby hamlet. But if boules was indeed played in the 18th century and earlier, was it really pétanque as we know it today? The archival evidence is sparse. There are references to wooden balls and to 2 kinds of balls, a petit or a gros lest, that is, light and heavy balls. These may refer to simple wooden boules and to ones reinforced with nails. The archives also mention disputes about players' positions during the throw, though it's unclear whether these stemmed from bad faith or already reflected well-established rules. In any case, the modern game of pétanque clearly inherits at least 5 centuries of tradition. A royal edict issued by Louis XIII did attempt to ban the game under pressure from the makers of balles de paume, an early form of tennis. But the enthusiasm for boules was so great that the prohibition ended in failure.